Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations.
Brothers and sisters, welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner, host, creator, and founder of the most effective personal power program in the country, Explorations with Leslie Tanner. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get into a tool to unlock and unleash the power within, and that tool is right under our nose. Often we think of self-doubt as a negative thing. Maybe it's positive. That and much more tonight on Explorations. Good evening, my explorers. How are we all doing out there? It is wonderful to be with you. It's me, Leslie Tanner, host, creator, and founder of the most effective personal power program in the country, Explorations with Leslie Tanner. This is the program with which we explore the universe, both inside of ourselves and outside, the subjective and the objective. Ladies and gentlemen, we explore these two seemingly disparate worlds in order to harness the true power that courses through our veins even as we speak right now. Namaste to you. How are we? How are we, chat? Talk to me right now. How are we doing? I need to know. I need to know. Lord knows I can't do this without you. Lord knows this program would not be a program without my explorers, especially my early birds in that chat right now. Namaste. Namaste. I like you better than all the other ones. All the ones that are going to be coming in late, that'll be making noise, opening the door, getting a refreshment as we are all ready, as the engines are roaring. Absolutely. I fuck those people. I hate those people, and I would fuck those people. Not a good way. If you catch my drift, and what I mean by that is that I would not feel good about it, and it would be a really disgusting sensual experience. I think it's most commonly referred to as a hate fuck. A hate fuck. Lord knows we've all been there, ladies and gentlemen. Lord knows we've all been there. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Fram, 15 months with Fram. Blessings and namaste to Fram. We are abortion survivor. I'm so tired, says Fram. Oh, sweetie baby. Come on, it's Explorations time, Fram. Get up, get on up. The energy of now is now. And that's what I've said since the very beginning. The energy of now is now. Go ahead and write that down in your little notebooks and think about that all week. For I am, the energy of now is now. Namaste. How are we all doing though? I do need to check in. I do need to check in with you all. Blessings and namaste. Chris Miller over at youtube.com. Good to see. How are my YouTubers? How is everybody over at youtube.com? I would love to speak to you, the YouTubers. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit on my end. I don't know why it's so soft. It's a little soft on my side. Check, test, testing. Test 1, 2, check. There. Okay. Sometimes things get messy, they get a little messed up, but we're all good to go now. Namaste. Chris, we got Wolf over at youtube.com. Great to see you as well. Brookie Love over at youtube.com. Good to see you. Wonderful to see you. Namaste. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday exploration to you. I also saw somebody praising Jesus a little earlier, and that was a nice, refreshing thing to see. That was a nice, refreshing thing. Too often on the internet, you get into these corners on the internet, and you pretty much you might think that there's not a single soul around you that just actually gives it up to Christ, right? And largely that's true. Largely that is true. But every once in a while you get a gift of seeing somebody, letting praises go up so blessings can come on down. And namaste to you. I mean that. I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. Do I mean it in a pure way, the way you'd think in a church? No, not by any stretch. But I'm on your side. I want you to know that I'm with you and I'm on your side. Especially my right wings, my Christians. I'm right with you. Okay, I want you to know that. Especially over at YouTube.com. Holy moly, YouTube.com. Fun, chaotic place. I gotta say that. Fun and chaotic place. Well, guys, enough. How are we? So we're doing okay. I didn't get really a straight talk express about that as much as I would have liked. I'm seeing everybody's doing okay. I'm doing great. I'm feeling high energy and good. I'm sipping I'm sipping on a. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Leslie's sipping on tonight for the first half of the program. A good old classic Diet Coke. A nice, classic, refreshing, chilled in the refrigerator can of Diet Coca-Cola. As classic as apple pie, and reliable as a whatever. But it is crisp, it is refreshing, and I do enjoy it. So bottoms up to you all. I also had a Celsius earlier. I think it was a watermelon Celsius. It was a watermelon Celsius. Now, Elon's wife. Yeah, listen. I heard that you were crying earlier. Good. And I'm also glad that you're here and you're able to find some sort of centering balance here, even just for a brief moment. Blessings and namaste to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and push back on saying that the can is the best. It's good from the can, that's true. And I don't know if you're necessarily saying it's the best, but you got it. I don't know if, let's go ahead and get a poll. Let's get a poll going. All right, guys, we got a poll going. Diet Coke is best from the can, the fountain, the soda gun, or the plastic bottle. Let your voice be heard. If you're on mobile, it'll be up in just a second. I know the polls on mobile are tricky for twitch.tv, but the poll is up over chat. Let your voice be heard. What is your favorite form of Diet Coke? We got Diet Coke from the can, the fountain, the soda gun, or the plastic bottle. Soda gun. Yep, I shoot it like cats. A soda gun like at a bar. What's your favorite, huh? What's your favorite? Because I got my favorite. I'm gonna withhold that. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save what my favorite is until the end. I don't want to skew the results. I really am oh my God, I'm really interested in what you all have to say about this. Diet Coke is best from the can, the fountain, the soda gun, or the plastic bottle. If you're on YouTube.com, go ahead, jump over to Twitch and just let us know. Go ahead and let us know. YOLO, I wish I could, but it's a little too late. It's a little too late. Namaste. Well, guys, here we are. Beautiful Tuesday night exploration. And tonight's theme, as you can see, is self-doubt. Self-doubt is our theme tonight. That's our method of exploration. That is our direction of exploration. That is the tool of exploration that we will be excavating from the mind, the heart, and the body. Self-doubt, its importance and its efficacy in revealing, unlocking, and unleashing the power of the next level. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so burpy. Is there a YouTube poll? Does that exist? Does a YouTube poll exist? Yeah, Michaela, I'll get to that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. But yes, we did. We switched the whole... So, good question. Point of business. Let's get to that in just a moment. So, guys, tonight we are getting into, as it says on the screen, self-doubt. Self-doubt. We're going to have to change that number, Michaela. Self-doubt. Now, a lot of times, if you go to a therapist, right, or you go to a social worker, or you go to maybe a life coach, or you go to this, that, and the other, somebody that's supposed to help you get your life on track, they will often, when it comes to relating to self-doubt, conceiving of self-doubt, they see it in a negative, in detracting context. They see it as a negative thing. I can. So everybody says can's the best. Everybody says can's the best. Close is the fountain, then the soda gun, then the plastic bottle. One person said plastic bottle. Yeah, I gotta say, plastic bottle would be my favorite because those plastic bottles smell like poops close to my face. It smells when I sip on it. I smell it. And, well, that's not accurate. It actually smells like there's poop. It's like it's like the sound of a train in the distance, but the smell of poop in the distance when I put the plastic bottle up to my face for a Diet Coke. That's the experience. Yeah, I don't know why the plastic bottles smell like that. I would say soda gun, fountain, can, plastic bottle. Soda gun, fountain, can, plastic bottle. Those would be my rankings. Ooh, I didn't even think about the plastic. I haven't had a Diet Coke from a glass bottle. Well, and then that's an added. So pepperoncini, I like a Diet Coke in a plastic bottle that's been in the car for a few days. So what's fun about that is it's like finding $1 in your pocket. Maybe you get back in the car or something, and you're like, oh, that's right, I didn't finish that Diet Coke, and I put the lid back on. Little treat for me. That's exciting and feels good. And it doesn't even matter that it's hot at that point because you didn't expect it. And you don't have to pay, you already paid for it, so it's all good. Namaste. Beautiful stuff, though. Guys, we're off to a nice, fun start. This feels good, guys. This feels really good. Welcome to Explorations, everybody. Like I said, I'm Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, and tonight we're getting into self-doubt. The method by which we will unlock the power of the next level that we speak about so frequently here at Explorations. Today we're taking a look at self-doubt. Self-doubt. Now again, like I was just about to cover, therapists, social workers, life coaches, etc., you know, though their heart may be in the right place in some kind of very twisted and skewed ways, ladies and gentlemen, self-doubt is not the pox. It is not the plague. It is not the depression. It is not the illness. It is not the disorder. It is not a thing that you need to get rid of. Ladies and gentlemen, self-doubt, as we will explore today, offers so many very fresh and very helpful avenues by which to truly unlock our true potential. It offers so many ways to see ourselves accurately and deal with the reality of the self and the world around us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a better just tool that is always there for you, right? Always there for you. Because I guarantee you, 95% of the people in chat right now, ladies and gentlemen, you are plagued by self-doubt. I can tell it. I can smell it from a mile away. Every single time you call. There's one that I genuinely predict has a little bit of narcissistic tendencies, and I think that his, how do we put it? His self-doubt is so intense, but because it's so intense, it's not even conscious. So to say that that it would be an easy tool for him, that's not accurate. That's not accurate, because it would take really a great deal of work over a long period of time to get him to use that tool. There's a way some of you, like really depressive losers, you depressive pigs, have that self-doubt right on the tip of your tongue. You're like a trigger happy cop, except you got one gun, one bullet, and one person to use it on. And that is the efficacy of the tool that we're talking about. We have so much power in our fingertips, so much power at the tip of our brain, the tip of our tongue, the crust of our third eye. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're tapping into that. Tonight, that is our avenue. We're getting to self-doubt tonight. Self-doubt. Now, a couple orders of business before we do, as you know. Let's go ahead and put the P.O. box on the screen. Guys, I love getting stuff from you. Go ahead and send me a little something, a postcard, a letter, a little package. P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois 60647. Okay? I love breaking that fourth wall with you. I love getting that physical contact with you. And if you're looking to get that physical contact with me, a lot of you guys say weird pervert shit a lot in chat. And if you're looking to get as close as you will ever get to physically interacting with me, go ahead and send me something in the P.O. box. And imagine that I caress you. Imagine that I'm giving you a pet. I'm giving you a pet. There's some Spanish guitar playing in the background. I'm giving you a little pet with the back of my fingers, very lightly on the side of your face. Send me a little something in the P.O. box. P.O. box 47621, Chicago, Illinois 60647. Namaste. Brookie Love with the super chat over at youtube.com. Thanks so much, sweetie. Thank you so much. VCXZ. Brother, namaste. It's good to see you. It is great to see you over at YouTube holding it down. I think you're a YouTube guy now, aren't you? You're a YouTube guy now, aren't you? Namaste to you either way, though. I really appreciate it. It won't let me leave a message with that, but keep doing. Coke. Yeah, let me see. 1 second. Let's update the... That's because the super chat costs more... 1 second. Bit commands. There we go. I'm going to update something real quick, and then we're going to keep going. Yeah, okay. All right, so that should take care of that. Oh, you don't have to change it, element. No, I got it. Don't worry. I just turned the YouTube commands back on. Sometimes the YouTube commands are buggy, so I got to double check that. Hey, YouTube, guys, if you ever do a super chat and it doesn't do what it says it's going to do, let me or a moderator know so I can take care of it. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Dangus. Resubbing for the 36th month. 36th month, just saying milk. 3 years. Guys, can we get some namastes for 3 years with Mr. Dangus? Makes women feel uncomfortable. That I believe. Namaste to you. Guys, let's go ahead and get a you-know-what started. You know what time it is. You know what gosh dang time it is, ladies and gentlemen. Turn this off. Get out of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call the Jazz Express. Now, those over at Twitch are more familiar with this thing, but those at YouTube may be a little less familiar with this part of the most effective personal power program in the country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that's very critical to the success of this program and accessing the power of the next level that we speak about so frequently here at Explorations is the precision with which we enter our bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, a very unfortunate fact that haunts us day in and day out.
I hate this.
Is the curse of a sort of sensual experience. The curse of a sensual experience, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the worst part of having sex, aside from how filthy and disgusting it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst part after that first time you have sex is not having sex. Ladies and gentlemen, in many ways, popping that cherry, losing that V card, is tasting the forbidden fruit of knowledge as Eve tricked Adam, that tricksy bitch. As Eve tricked Adam back in the Garden of Eden. The knowledge of lack, the knowledge of without, the knowledge that we will never have enough. Allow me to accompany you on this part of our journey with a little bit of jazz. Back into the sensuality, the excruciating sensuality of your body. In the chat may find yourself enjoying this. Thank you so much to everybody that's contributing, pushing this train along. Nigel Pennyweather resubbing. The program works. Nigel understands. Namaste to you, Nigel. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful little message. Really appreciate that. Mr. Dangus for kicking it off. Everybody getting these combos going, getting whatever this little thing is on the screen going absolutely apeshit with the little things on the screen. Going nutso. Really appreciate that. YouTube.com, how we doing? Those of you that are enjoying this, namaste, of course. Those of you not enjoying this, I implore you to hang on. Allow me, like I said, allow me to guide you through the excruciating process of your own sensuality. Ladies and gentlemen, sexual intercourse isn't supposed to feel good. Sensual, your body's not supposed to feel good. If that is the starting place, I can hardly begin to describe the level of power waiting to be expressed inside of you right now.
It's just a little jazz.
Rating. Blessings and namaste to moderator, sister of devoted light, VJ P-Cat. Namaste. Thank you so much for bringing your flock over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting settled in. I'm escorting people through what I can tell from the tone of the chat. I can tell from the tone of the chat we are not enjoying ourselves right now during the jazz. And let me reiterate the importance of this. Kevlar Money Clips, resetting for the third month. It's simple. The program works. Namaste. Kevlar, I cannot tell you how good it is to see you. I cannot tell you how good it is to see that message. Namaste to you. I really genuinely appreciate that, and I wish you the best. Welcome on in. Come on in. Let's get settled. Let's keep her going. Shouldn't have felt good. That should not have felt good. If you felt good, yeah, sure, that's fine. But if you did not feel good, and I know there are many of you that didn't, that should not have felt good. And you should have kept the screen. You should keep looking at the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest gift that jazz can give us is its interminable length, its exhausting complexity, and its absolute inaccessibility. It shouldn't feel good. That's the point. Thank you, Mormons. Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Explorations. Lewis _ something for the 13th month in a row. Lewis, good to see you. Explorer, civil engineer. Did not know that. Felt bad and still lack and suffering. Namaste. Blessings to Brother Lewis. Guys, blessings to Brother Lewis tonight, who should be receiving a headshot very soon. Should be receiving a headshot very soon. Should be receiving a headshot very soon. Yeah, I just sent out a bunch of all the headshots, and except for if you guys see Firebrand or Sister Solvlaki, or Solvlaki or Firebrand, let me know, because I got stuff to send them, and I haven't gotten their info yet. Well, guys, let's go ahead and keep this business rolling. We got another last little point of business. Well, actually, let's just do this fast, and then here we go. Final. Guys, if you are interested in the true meat on the bones, and we're talking about the exclusive program materials by which to absolutely take your foot on the gas and punch it through the floor on your way to the next level. If you know that there is a you yearning, screaming to be let free, and you can feel it, you can start to taste it here at the call-in show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am calling you right now to my community of devoted light. My community of devoted light at patreon.com, where you can access a growing library of exclusive materials specifically designed to get you to the next level. Many of the topics that we cover in this program right here in the call-in show, we dive head first in and marinate our juices in those same exact topics, and that and much more. I'm talking music downloads. I'm talking about a monthly postcard. I'm talking about a host of materials that I gotta get in your hands as soon as possible. The link is in the chat if you're interested. Couple more details about that a little bit later on in the show. My community of devoted light at patreon.com is waiting for you, and will always will be. Namaste. Now, let's go ahead. We got a new point of order before we launch into this business. So, guys, Guys, very exciting stuff. Brothers and sisters of explorations. Early on in the journey, and those of you that have been here since the beginning are going to be able to remember my talking about this. Go ahead and let me see if you remember me talking about this early on. Let me see you pipe up and chat, because I know some of you are in here. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of this program, you know, we got started, humble beginnings, right? We started with a Google Voice, right? One number, one line, Raw Dog and me and the internet. Then we had a couple snafus. You know, we had a couple snafus as we began to grow. Then at that point, we switched phone system. I began a journey of looking for a phone system. I began looking through all the big companies, the big names, right? Pricing. I would message other, you know, streamers just to see what they use. You know, I message, Toad PhD or what's that other fucking frog's name? Whatever. Lyle. I texted, you know, I messaged Lyle. I think somebody on his team got back to me about exactly, you know, what phone service do you, how do you approach what's going on over there? Well, ladies and gentlemen, therapy gecko, frog guy, yeah. Now, so I picked a lot of brains. I called a lot of companies up, and over all the companies I could have picked, I picked easily the worst option available. The worst option in the sea of options. It would have been better to just have stayed with the Google Voice number. What I did was sign up for Nextiva. And what Nextiva did for 3 years, for 36 months, Nextiva has been bending this program and everyone in it over and fucking us in our ass. Pardon my French. I get very upset. I get very upset with the treatment by these jackals and rapists at Nextiva. Everywhere I turned in this damn company, there was a trap. Every time I was like, oh, can I make this a little cheaper? They said, yeah, let's do that. Did you know that every time you make a change to the account, they sign you up for another goddamn 3-year contract based on the little tweak you made? Yes, they did that. So I sat through it. I waited it out. I sat it out. And guess what? Guess what finally ended this past weekend? Guess what finally ended? The tyranny by which Nextiva ragdolled this program and hindered our efforts. The period of tyranny has come to a close, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. As soon as I saw that date come up on the calendar, I celebrated. I said, Yahoo! I poured myself an extra Diet Coke that day, sipped on it, and just kind of looked at I looked out in my backyard. I'll be honest with you, and that's a very fun thing that I do in my personal life. Keep it simple. Look out at the backyard. Small yard. But I look at it for an extended period of time just to see what there is, and there's not a lot. There's no grass. One of my neighbors keeps throwing shit over the fence into my yard. Literal shit. It looks like beefy turds. He's got a big dog, but he's also got a big retarded son, so I think he keeps throwing just some big old human turds. Or his son does. That would make more sense. Honestly, now that I say it out loud, I think I just figured it out. It's the retarded son. He's an adult, but it's my neighbor's mentally retarded son is throwing his poop. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense than anything else. It's kind of silly looking back. If I could have just made a lineup, usual suspect style, and made them say made them like just shit on the ground in front of me. 5 people, one of them is this big mentally retarded adult. If I just lined them up, made them poop on the ground in front of me, pick it up, and then throw it over a fence that I put in the room, and then I just watch them do it, and I say, like, who's most likely to have done this in real life? Which of the suspects is is kind of fitting the bill for me. I'm gonna watch all of them go, and now it makes so much sense. It's the retarded guy that did it. So yeah. So anyway, human-sized shirts from a retarded guy. I gotta have a talk with his dad about that. Not looking forward to that. Not a friendly guy. Not a friendly. We got a history. We definitely have a history with each other. A long history. He's lived there for over a decade. I've lived where I've lived for well over 15 years. He, it's got off to a sour start right away. Maybe we'll go into that. I could spend a whole night kind of just going into that. Maybe we'll get into that one of these nights. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, we have been freed from the tyranny of Nextiva, and we have and I want you to celebrate with me tonight, a brand new phone system and phone number. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer a single call line. You can call and get your place in line to be on the stream. So if you give a call and it's busy, that means that there's 3 people in line in front of you, or a couple people in line in front of you. You can just sit there on hold and you can just kind of huff the vibes, get ready, prepare, go through in your mind what you're going to say to me, what you're going to say on stream. Make sure you've got all the time in the world if you get on there and get on that hold. So namaste to you guys. Very exciting stuff. Pepperoncini is going to be screening calls for us tonight on our first inaugural test run. With Pepperoncini, producer Pepperoncini. So that's that. So yeah. So by the way, okay, so what is it? What did I set the termie at? So yeah, these termies, you can see that I've updated the price. And I actually have to update it in Sammy real quick. You can see that I've updated the price, ladies and gentlemen. No longer are they 1,000 bits. Because before, you could hit somebody with a term, and can you remember every time you term somebody and it would turn into they'd call right back in 2 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, the terminations are much more serious, much more permanent now. We're going to see now. We're experimenting with the updated price. I've had to update the price because there are no callbacks. There is a queue. There is a line now. You will not hear 2 callers in a row unless there's nobody on the line, which I doubt. So right now we're experimenting. If this still doesn't work, we'll see. But right now we're setting it at 1,500 bits to see if this works for us in the new flow. The grifting and pricing is maxed up ever since the 2 weeks of silence, TBH. You know, that's so funny. It's so funny. You can always tell a true explorer from one of the jackals. That's what one of the easiest ways to tell a difference between a true explorer, somebody who really believes in the program, and a jackal are comments like that. The grifting and the pricing has maxed up since the 2 weeks of silence. I'm sorry, you mean offering merchandise, offering a website, offering a store by which to support the program, offering ways by which that you all can see this program grow. Oh my goodness gracious. It's almost as if I'm not giving you an opportunity and a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity to contribute to the fastest growing and most effective personal power program in the country. Wow. 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 That's all I can say. Wow. Maybe you confuse me for like an influencer or an e-boy or girl or something like this, right? That sits there and does nothing and pretends to be your friend. Maybe you got me confused with one of those, right? That sits in a chair and shows a lot of thigh and titty and maybe watches your favorite gay little anime with you. Maybe you got me confused with one of those. Pepperoncini, officers check the number of tubs in Command W's house. Yeah, I'm guessing we got I'm guessing we got single one tub in Command W's house. Namaste. Well, enough of that, guys. Let's get into the theme. It's nothing's going to derail me tonight. Tonight we're getting to self-doubt. Now, like I said earlier, self-doubt is often approached through a negative lens. And Lord knows it feels bad, right? And that's an important aspect. But to discount it and discard it the way many of my colleagues do in the mental health field, they like to discard the presence, the phenomenon of self-doubt. They see it as an impediment to the act of becoming yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely not my attitude and not going to be our approach tonight. Tonight, we are approaching self-doubt from the lens from a Leslian lens, from an explorations lens. How is that self-doubt? How does it actually root us into the reality of ourselves and the world around us? How exactly does that work? Now, I don't want to say too much because I want our approach to bear out in real time. I'm going to open up the line in just a moment, and we are going to listen to call after call of exactly the ways in which many of you doubt yourselves from day to day in various areas of your life, be it professional, be it romantic, be it creative, be it financial. I will listen to the ways in which you have doubted yourself and you feel quote unquote plagued by this self-doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, I will listen to this and I will show you that this is not a malady, this is not a sickness, this is not an injury or illness. This is possibly the most effective and readily available tool in your tool belt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, if you're looking for an easier path, beginning of a path, a little mile marker for your path to the next level, look for that self-doubt, look for that low self-esteem. Let's get into it and open up the lines. Let's get that number up. New number, like I said, okay, not going up. We're going to have to do it manual style. Let's see here. Manual style. Here we go. There we go. New number, 773-974-9585. 773. Okay. We're doing it. Okay. We're doing it. And we're doing it. And we've got it. And we're doing it. Okay. It's going. 773-974-9585. 773. Yeah, new number. We had to switch the whole damn thing. 773-974-9585. 773-974-9585. Is it connecting? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first caller on the line. I'll be pulling them in. This is an explorer that you all will recognize right away. Let's bring them on. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. Can you hear me all right, hon? No. Are we connected? What the heck?
You are connected as the host.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Namaste. Okay, call. Are you there?
There we go. I hear you. Yep.
Wonderful. Amelia, how we doing tonight?
Hey, it's been a while.
Amelia. How you been doing, hon?
I've been doing better than usual. The weeks of silence was, I think, a very intense meditative experience for me. So I needed some time to kind of recalibrate after that.
Sure. Sure. Okay. And what did that recalibration? What is that? Give us some insight. What does that exactly mean or look like?
I think, during the weeks of silence, I was really intensely, watching. I was really intensely meditating, thinking about the program, thinking about the tenets, embracing it into my life. I was sort of in almost a sort of hibernation, where my mind, just my spiritual mind, was the focus rather than my physical body. And so by the time that it ended, I needed to rest that spiritual self, and I sort of let the physical body take over. I, went back to my sort of regular activities, not just passively feeling the program, and just letting that slowly wash over me and integrate into myself until I was ready to dive all the way back in.
Absolutely.
And think about it
Amelia,
again.
one of the brightest and most thoughtful explorers we have on board here. Namaste to you, Amelia. I really appreciate the level of commitment and thought that you give to that which we cover here within explorations.
And it's a pleasure to be back, and the first one to call in on the new phone system. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're our inaugural caller. It was a little goofy on my side, but once I got it started, it was all good.
Yeah.
So so Amelia, tonight we're talking about self-doubt. Self-doubt. And something tells me that you got more than a little bit of self-doubt in some different areas of your life. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, the sort of line that I wanted to go down is that I don't think I really have much self-doubt. I think I have self-knowledge.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, speak on that. What do you mean by that?
I think doubt leaves, the opening for that there's other possibilities, right? Doubt is like you're going against the truth, it sounds like. Doubt is like a little inkling, a little seed. I don't really have that. I know my failure. I know the kind of depths that I am in and that I experience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that in terms of your immediate experience, your knowledge of it. So just go ahead and for those that don't know maybe what exactly you're talking about, go ahead and illuminate our chat right now what situation you're referring to in terms of your immediate living situation.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, in terms of my living situation, I trap myself into my single room because my family is pretty abusive, not very cool. It's dangerous for me to leave my room. I always keep a knife on me when I leave my room. And I'm a complete and total loser. I've been a NEET for about 6-7 years now. I need to re-update the date. I have one friend. I'm pretty low down here.
Real quick communal vision from Pepperoncini. You are low volume compared to the caller. I am low volume. Leslie is low volume.
Yeah, I think they're saying you are.
1 second. Yeah, why does that keep happening? I turned myself up a moment ago. Check test 1. Check test 1. Check test 1. Yeah, I turned myself. I had to kind of crank myself up on the mixer earlier. 1 moment.
At the very least, the volume to the
test
call
1.
fine.
Check test. Check test. Check test. I'm still having to yell. This is weird. 1, 2. Check test. 1, 2. Check. Okay. A little bit better? I'm going to have to maybe put a compressor on this later on. All right. So Amelia. Okay. So your life. Yeah. So your life is in shambles. You've got an abusive family. They hate you. They're bigoted. You can't leave. Your physical safety is at risk. You can't leave your room. You were considering just moving to a homeless shelter. You don't have a job, you have been without a job or training or education for 6 to 7 years, and you say you have no self-doubt.
Yeah, it's sort of like reaching almost like a point of like enlightenment that they talk about, like in Buddhism. You know, there is no doubts anymore. It is contentness. It is acceptingness. It is knowing. You know, there isn't a divide between, you know, competing thoughts or anything. It is just I think I'm seemingly fucking suck. Everything sucks.
Well, listen, listen. First of all, I have to give you credit where credit's due. Now, there's something to being able to access this level in a very organic way, this level of misery that you find yourself in. Your life sucks in many ways that most people's lives will not reach the level that yours is at just by a stroke of the universe. And your ability to sort of sit with that and be with that it deserves credit, because within the program, I mean, I work with successful people all the time, and they are by far the most difficult people to work with. Trying to get them to sort of, reach the level that you're already at, this level of misery, this level of hopelessness, this level of et cetera, is a very difficult process. But one way that they have an edge on you. Now I'm going to get to where we're going to work on this with you, okay, Mikhail? Or Mikhail's next. Okay, Amelia?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, one way that they do have an edge on you is that they have something to lose, and they're much easier to scare with the depth at how bad it can still get. Right? And that right there is the stuff of that we're looking for right now. So, Amelia, you're kind of coming at it from the other side. You're coming at it from the side of you've been through shit. You understand what it means to be hated, to have people want to fucking beat the shit out of you, to have a just kind of a pointless, redundant and like directionless life, producing nothing for no one for no reason. However, and I say this very carefully, I would never say this outside of very specific contexts. But when you were talking to us about going to the homeless shelter, Amelia, you know what I heard in your voice a little bit?
What?
Something that I think you could use a little bit of right now. Amelia, you had a little bit of hope in your voice. I know, the chat's probably like, what? Leslie talking about hope? Leslie telling someone whose life sucks shit, will probably always suck shit to a very large extent, and you're telling them to have hope? Ladies and gentlemen, the night not be night without day. We cannot benefit from the knowledge of night without knowledge and the progression of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a system. Hope for many people is very natural. It doesn't, for people that aren't you, Amelia, people hope in a very natural way. And what I think you need, Amelia, and again, I would tell maybe you and like one other person in this chat, maybe to have a little bit of hope. But I think we need to give you a little project. We need to give you a little thing to build. We need you to have some stake in it, because this enlightenment business, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
It is a feeling of like sort of getting complacent here at the bottom with the acceptance.
Real quick affirmation for these. They've got a really nice sale at Target for zero sugar Dr. Pepper Blackberry, if you can imagine that. Also, I saw, real quick, let's get one more. Hold on. This one's going to be even better for these. One moment. you got to check out what they're doing at Fresca. You really got to take a look at. You've probably been around the block with Fresca, but it's worth another look. Okay. Now, so Amelia, we need to get you. We need to get like, I don't know if it's a homeless shelter. I don't know if it's like a job prospect or if it's something. But I don't care what it is.
Like need like a little light and a little something that gives me a little bit of will to live.
Because as soon as we reconnect ourselves to that, Amelia, you are going to find yourself with a very fresh, new, and visceral a feeling of misery for your current situation. Hypocryptomatic, build your own phone and dial it to a Care Bear named Who Cares, and spend your time whining there, says Hypocryptomatic. Nindy knew with an affirmation for fellows.
Thank you.
You know, the quality of the bags at Aldi have gone downhill. 1 second, I got to affirm the fellas again. That didn't quite fit. Fellas, listen, if you're making a trip to Aldi, do not trust those goddamn paper bags. The paper bag quality has gone downhill. Those workers are going to laugh their fucking ass at you as your frozen peas and whatnot fall through the bottom. Now, Cherish 85 using the boxes. No, that's a vet. That's a seasoned vet. Namaste to you.
I'll say I'm not a fan of
Real
those,
quick affirmation for women. Did you know that you can destroy your skin barrier with too much niacinamide? Really something to look out for. And so that's that. That's hopefully that gets everybody where they need to be.
Lots of redeems going through.
What was that?
Lots of redeems going through. Chat's excited tonight.
I know. People are excited. Nindy New, Hypo. It's mainly Nindy New. Nindy New just kind of loving the affirmations tonight. Thank you so much, Nindy. Appreciate that, brother.
I think you're already off to a strong start. I'm really thinking about the things you've been saying.
Amelia, this is strange because I know people are going to misunderstand what I'm telling you in your specific situation right now. But you need a little bit of self-preservation, a little bit of hope, a little bit of that engine going in order to feel the self-doubt in the first place. Because listen, I feel pretty confident as a legally licensed therapist that there is not a person in your situation that is not quote unquote plagued by self-doubt on some level. And we are going to get in touch with that, and it is going to be springtime for Amelia.
I love that people can achieve success and never truly accomplish anything novel or exceptional.
What's an idea? Does it need to be a project on the scale of, like, the homeless shelter, or do I just need, like, a little, like, hobby that makes me want to live a little?
Nope. We want something like the homeless shelter, something that like involves
big.
Like a feeling that involves a feeling of like stakes, involves a feeling of like, oh man, I might fuck this up. I don't know if it's gonna work out. Something like, I don't know if I'm good enough to do it. I don't know if I'm smart enough to do it. Something bad might happen to me. I don't know, like blah blah blah. Something like that. Something that really like gives you a pause after you feel a little bit of excitement about it.
I'm hearing gambling. Is that a good idea? Try to get money for gambling?
Yeah. No, because you're depressed and self-destructive. So I mean, that's just gonna you're gonna. I mean, if you want to do it, you can, but it's not what I'm talking about.
It needs to be something that actually would make things a little bit better.
Right. Exactly.
I'm gonna have to think about what that would entail. I mean, certainly the homeless shelter was the big project for our time. Right now, I'm sort of in a limbo. I've definitely felt like the past few weeks, as I've been in sort of this recalibration stage, has been a bit of a haze.
Exactly. So we need to get back into that zone. Yeah, obviously you're in a limbo because you start talking about enlightenment. And Amelia, that's dark stuff. That's depressing stuff. We need to get away from that.
True. That is usually when I think the worst actions are taken. Bad things happen.
Quick communal vision from Mother Nipplebottom. Self-doubt saved my life 3 times. Big fan of self-doubt. Being overconfident can get you in gnarly situations.
To talk more generally, I do agree. I think most people probably need more self-doubt. I think a lot of people could stand to get knocked down a peg.
Well, they need to be, and that's what we're working on tonight, though. The people that are going to be calling up tonight, I guarantee every single person that calls in tonight has a vast reservoir of self-doubt that they need to just reorient themselves to. Real quick, communal vision from Pepper and Cheney. Have you considered just biting the bullet and living on the streets gives you more time to learn tips and tricks?
Oh yeah, I've considered that, and I mean that may not be that's definitely not an impossibility. We could definitely get to the point where I do just decide to do that. But you know, even though it does feel like I have nothing, certainly nothing to lose, I do still have a little bit of attachment to, like, you know, I like being able to go on the computer and, like, talk to people through that way. And, like, you know, my room's air conditioned and shit, right? Like, just, like, sort of very basic, foundational, like, human things.
I'm going to be honest with you. I spaced off halfway through what you were saying, so we're just going to move on. Amelia, namaste to you. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. And again, just work on something that sprinkles in a little bit of direction, preservation, a little bit of inspiration and enthusiasm, and then watch that negativity. You'll have so much to work with shortly after that, okay?
100%. I'll try to think about that. I'll try to put a little bit of hope in there just so I can get even stronger visceral feeling of negativity.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for all you did. And that sub-a-song was beautiful.
Absolutely, Amelia. Thank you so much for calling in, hon.
Of course. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Here we got caller Amelia. I highly suggest attempting to learn to pop shove it, or at least ollie. Pop shoveting is easier from my shitty experience, but regardless, it is a goal that one can focus on, and it is independent of physical prowess. Progression is directly quantifiable, even if it seems minuscule. Please consider it. A shitty skateboard is not hard to acquire. I mean, yeah, if we're looking for like a pastime, I would say yes, that you're on the right track. But we're looking for something that like genuinely it animates her. Something that genuinely sort of moves her to like, maybe I could become that. You know what I mean? Maybe I could, move into a place where people don't want to kill me, including my family. Something like that. Something that just like, really starts moving the earth under her feet. Nandinu with a communal vision. Blessings and namaste. Self-doubt is easy to cure. Ever hear of Patreon? Ever hear of the program? Says Nindinu. Namaste to you. Self-doubt is easy to cure. It's so, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Whether it cures self-doubt, I don't know if that's what we're looking for, Nindinu. I'm not sure if you've really been listening to what I've been talking about. We're not looking to cure it. We don't see it as an illness. Thanks so much, Nindinu. But yes, the programming. Yes, the Patreon. But I guess just kind of open your ears a little bit for us and kind of listen to what we're saying. Namaste. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get we got Nindinu with Nindinu. Okay, let's see what Nindinu has to say before we move on. I'm pretty sure I nailed it's an affliction at least. No, Nindinu. Not accurate. Not helpful, to be frank with you. Not accurate and not helpful. Please pay attention. All right, let's bring in our next caller, guys. We have a very frequent caller here, somebody who's very powerful within the program. Michaela would like to talk about career self-doubts. Career self-doubts. Caller Michaela, welcome back to the program. This is Leslie. How you doing tonight?
I'm on the floor.
On the floor. On the floor. Michaela, what's going on? Why are you on the floor?
I don't know.
You feeling down? You feeling low?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, it sounds like a lot of it, if I'm being honest, as a therapist.
Yeah.
Feeling down, feeling bad. Well, Nigel Pennyweather, story from Cambodia. Man is depressed. Villagers buy him a cow. He's happy. This is what they called an antidepressant when introduced to pills. This is what they called an antidepressant.
What?
Yeah, I don't really understand it. They buy him a cow. He's happy. This is what they called... Oh, so that was their idea of an antidepressant before the regime of pills? Is that what you're saying? So, Michaela, let's get... What's going on? What's going on? Did something happen today, or is this just how it's working out right now?
Well, not today specifically, but I was going to go on a date. And we agreed noon, and then I showed up, and he never showed up.
So you're going to go on a date today, a daytime lunch date?
Coffee on Monday, actually.
Go in for a date.
Yep. And he just never showed up.
And he just never showed up. Absolutely stood you up.
Yeah. Well, I called him, and I said, "Are you here?" And he said... I guess he didn't think that the date was confirmed, even though we kind of did. And then he said...
One of those, yeah.
He said, "Oh, did you actually go?" And I said, "Yeah," and then I hung up.
Wow. How'd that feel?
I mean, I was kind of sad, but I was not really that surprised.
What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't responding to any of my messages that morning. I think he was asleep the whole time.
Oh, so you did it. So you were messaging him and he never responded. Is this an app?
No, actually. I gave him my number. Yeah, I met him in the wild in public.
Oh, so this was a nice organic thing.
I guess.
Ooh, that makes it worse, huh?
Yeah.
Right? It had a glint of organic hope, free from the apps, free from, where'd you meet him?
Like 30 minutes away from where I live in a coffee shop.
So it was also free from like a church group of some sort, because that can complicate things a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, this was just some rando.
And you got and how did it feel? How did it feel to just be sitting there like a dumbass drinking coffee by yourself?
I didn't feel like the dumbass. I got to explore a new portion of town I hadn't been to.
We got a pepperoncini. He was tall, broad-shouldered, the kind that tips his hat when he says, "Bless you." I prayed on it, thought maybe this cowboy was the one God sent me. But I sat there with my little Bible tucked in my purse, 2 coffees growing cold, and no boots walked through that door. Maybe the Lord has other plans, but my heart still aches like a hymn left unfinished.
Okay. When's Gene going to publish his book?
What was that?
When is Gene going to publish his book? It sounds like he's writing some sort of young adult.
Mother Nipplebottom with a communal vision. Obviously, this person was riddled with self-doubt. You can fix him.
I think I got to work on fixing myself, which is kind of where I'm at right now.
Interesting. You're going to work on fixing yourself. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I got to figure out what that is first.
Okay.
The thing that is that.
So you don't know what it is. That's a perfect place to start.
Yeah, but
Something
I don't
wrong.
trust my judgment.
And so when you were there by yourself, not having a bad time, and certainly not having an experience that would leave you on the floor for 24 hours. Here we go. We've got Guru. I know we're all learning the new phone system, but do you think you can maybe maintain the suspense on the next call and give us a little Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. I'm Leslie Tanner. Caller, what is something I can call you? Otherwise, it's kind of like getting an email about the call. Michaela is worried about something. No, Godspeed. I'm going to do exactly what it feels like it's necessary to do.
A lot of people get really upset whenever there's a mass shooting. I certainly understand why.
Namaste. Namaste. And that's a classic Brave thing that I shared. Hypocryptomatic tried to do a termination, but got it wrong. Got the price wrong.
Mm-hmm. I actually, when Sheen had me come in, like when he did the whole receptionist thing, he actually asked, and I said my career, but I figured I could touch on that, but then the career thing is probably the more pressing thing.
Well, the career thing is more pressing. So listen, you are a perfect caller for tonight. Self-doubt. I'll bet if you go to a therapist right now, they're going to make a catalog of all the ways that you think that you're negative and then try to pump you up over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And I cannot imagine a more violent and abusive thing that a therapist could do for you.
I actually made a slideshow of everything wrong with me that I could just bring to new therapists. Don't
do that here. Don't do that to a therapist. No, a therapist. That therapist will abuse you. Onion plug. I'm throwing in 25 bets 25 bits towards Jen's Termy. Onion plug. Well, we got Kodiak Jenkins with a prime sub. Namaste to you, Kodiak Jenkins, for the 7th month in a row. Blessings. Thank you so much for that prime, brother. I really appreciate that. Also, Onion plug. Caller, just chug some liquor anytime you feel down. Not only will this cure sadness, it improves liver function and overall well-being. And hangovers just mean you're getting better. Just keep drinking. I mean, have you experimented with alcoholism?
I've had problem drinking. There was this one time that I woke up next to a pile of vomit after drinking, and I realized if I was a back sleeper, I would have been dead.
Maybe. I've thrown up while I was asleep before.
Are you a back sleeper?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, what my mouth filled, and then I very slowly came to with a mouthful and like kind of going down the corners of my mouth.
That's so awful. That's really nasty.
Well, I'm just saying, it is a throw of the dice, but I'll bet you're a real soldier about it. Okay, you have essentially been terminated. Somebody got it right.
Well, that's not okay, I guess.
All right, well, that's that. Namaste, everybody. Now, the price should go down, Pepper and Ginny. We only need one tyrant at a time. The price should go down? The price should go down? Why should the price go down? That doesn't make any sense. Listen, on a different night, on a night when Michaela wasn't like just like staring into the abyss, feeling like shit, feeling like nothing's ever going to change. It might not for her. But regardless of the truth of that, she'd be calling back. She'd be calling back. But you just ended her night probably. Termination Hall of Fame, Michaela. Hold on. I don't give a fuck about the price. Don't do it. It's very simple. The tools of the program that I'm giving you are free, ladies and gentlemen. It's free to call. It's free to guide our explorations through the channel points button. You don't have to do it. I love this. You people are testing me tonight. You keep complaining about this stuff. You keep telling me how this should go. I'm going to tell you. So first we're complaining about the price of the termination. accurately priced. Then we're complaining about how much I talk about each call. How about this? Young Lion Michael's next. He wants to talk about others' perception causes self-doubt. You know who's on after that? Jen. Jen wants to talk about how bullshit the new phone system is. Thanks so much, Jen. You want to know who's on after that? Beeps. Not being personable enough causes self-doubt. There you go. Young Lion Michael, Jen, and Beeps. There you go. How about that? How about that? How about that's our new format? How about that's our new format? Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. It's Young Lion Michael wants to talk about perception causing self-doubt. Young Lion Michael, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Leslie. You know me, I'm always doing great.
Oh, brother, that's fantastic to hear. That's so good to hear. Talk to me. It's been a little bit since we've had a chance to talk to you. Community official from Godspeed. Hi, caller. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you? Yeah, that's what I used to say. Good memory. Good memory, Godspeed. That's what I used to say. That's not what I'm saying anymore. Maybe I will return. Maybe I will follow the path that is being laid for me. I'm sorry, people are talking to me like I'm running the second most effective personal power program tonight. People are talking to me like I'm running the second most effective personal power program tonight. It's hilarious. You'd think it was comedy. You'd think it was a joke. You'd think you could put it on the Kings of Comedy tour next to a Bernie Mac set. Put it on a Def Comedy Jam. Trav Cam Zero with a resub for the 9th month. Blessings and namaste. Thank you so much, Trav. That's a baby. Namaste to you. Well, yeah, Young Lion is called Young Lion for a reason, Trav. Namaste.
So?
You know what? Hold on one second. I'll be right back with you, okay? I'm going to put you on hold for just a moment. I'll be right back with you.
Take your time. Give me that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not pleased with you right now. I'm not happy. Most of you are fine, but there's a couple of you that need to sit with something for a moment. Some of you need to learn something right now. Hi, Michael, you still there?
Of course.
Beautiful. Well, tonight we're talking about self-doubt. I appreciate your patience with the community while we explored a very important lesson, given the attitude that I've seen tonight, over some evolutions and advancements here at the program. And hopefully we learned a lesson some of us needed to know.
I often spend a portion of my weekends sketching an anthropomorphized hamburger with fat tits and massive bush, telling me how crazy her ex is. The drawings are abysmal, but capture something ephemeral, bespoke.
All right, well, Young Lion Michael, let's talk about some self-doubt. What's just you speak from the top of the dome. Speak directly to me, just you and me having a conversation.
Well, you know, originally what I called for was because when it comes to self-doubt, me as a person, I think I'm pretty cool. You know, I think I'm all right. But in the eyes of other people, that might not be true, and that troubles me.
Interesting. So I think this is a beautiful point to make, and really I'm so glad that you brought it up. Mother Nipplebottom with a communal vision, I never learned, that is why I need the program. Namaste. Well, Mother Nipplebottom, Lord knows you're advanced. Lord knows you're advanced enough. Lord knows you understand the ins and outs of this program better than a lot of people. So let's just leave it there. Let's leave it there with you in particular. Some other people needed to learn. We'll just say that. Okay. So Michael, okay. So the perception of others, that they might not think you're a cool guy, that bothers you. That introduces a little bit of self-doubt. Like maybe you're not as cool as you feel you are.
Of course, and you know, I'm aware of my flaws, but I also know that my flaws make me a living person, and I know that my flaws make me who I am. But other people may not see that as much. They view being smart, being attractive, being having a good emotional connection, and I feel like I have all of these things, but they choose to ignore that because of who I am as a person. And you know, I'm a short guy, I got a high-pitched voice, I sound kind of young, and that tends to taint people's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely it does. No, that's the thing. That, like, you know, that physical impression that people make on each other, that we all like to think that, you know, we can, you know, evolve past the importance of it, but simply that's not reality. That's not realistic. So let's before we get any further, because you're saying a bunch of stuff that, you know, we could take this in a couple different routes. We could take a couple different avenues with this. However, I do want to, I want to take one approach in particular. And it's something that occurred to me right away when you were talking to me, that the introduction of others' perception, and you start imagining how others might perceive you. And one thing about this is that this perception of the others, of you, is not in your control. It might not be what you think or what your friends think or your family thinks, right? it's out of your control. They could think not just that you're a short little, like a short little pussy with a high little, like a little baby voice. Communal vision, Mother Nipple Bottom. No one is looking at your flaws but you. I see them, but I am not nice. Maybe you should stop whining. Very uncool. And your response to Mother Nipple Bottom?
Well, I would say it's very uncool, and I agree that I should stop whining. But at the same time, people do notice my flaws, and it's a big hole in my heart that people would see me for less of what I show.
I mean, well, again, I'm seeing so many avenues right now, but let's focus on this one, that you will, a reality, a truth to what you're saying that will always be with you. Okay, that will always be with you. The reality that not only might these other people see you as a weird, small, stunted little pussy that, you know, couldn't lift a pitcher of water over their head or something like this, that, you know, that they might think that, but ultimately, Mike, they might think something way worse than that. Something that would hurt you even more than you could hurt yourself right now. And this depth, this truth, and the depth of this truth is really going to deliver us to some very, very moist soil in the land of self-doubt.
Okay.
And the reason I don't bring this up for no reason, Michael, you might have found these positive qualities, and you might have your friends and family that reinforce them. And that's useful as far as it's useful. Let good be good. But I will, if you are here at Explorations, it's to unlock the power of the next level. And in order to do that, we need to explore every possible iteration of ourselves, especially ones that we can so easily access through the perception of others, including negative. So what are some other negative things that they might perceive about you? Let's just kind of go through a list. Onion plug, caller, have you considered an undercover mission into the quadruple amputee community or flesh hook suspension?
I have been looking into flesh hook suspension, and it seems pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Interesting. That's an interesting little interaction there. Okay, so let's think of, so you're short, you got a little baby voice. What other negative things might they perceive about you? I want to get three more. Well, I take pride in how connected I am with myself, how understanding I am, and a lot of people don't appreciate that about themselves as much. They're smart, big whoop. They don't know about themselves. They can't decide whether or not they want something. They can't fix what they feel is wrong. But a lot of these people I tend to see, a lot of them tend to judge me for my intelligence. And I even recently had an incident where a person I knew thinks I'm really dumb, like really stupid. He made me take an IQ test. I got a 1 to 15. That means I'm not that stupid. But at the same time, I know that he's probably not that connected with his soul and with his heart and with his mind. All he is a smart fella.
Okay, so they might think you're stupid.
Yeah, they might think I'm stupid, or maybe they might think.
And you're fresh out of high school too. So did you get shitty grades?
No, I never really got shitty grades. I always did pretty well in school.
Oh, where's this? Why would people get the impression that you're... Well, quick communal vision from Poorer. Michael, say, believe it, like Naruto.
Believe it. Is that good? I hope that was good.
I have no idea. I will never watch Naruto. So
Me neither. I don't watch TV.
it's got so many episodes. That's one of those. Nah. That's one of those. Nah. Next. Poor loved it though. All caps yes. All caps yes. He loved it. Yeah, more like Naru no from Pre-Breakfast Banana. Very good. That was very funny.
Wow.
Pre-Breakfast Banana, that was very funny. Naru no. That's what I feel as well. Mother Nipplebottom, if you learn to tap dance, you can volunteer at the old folks' home. They will think you are very cool.
That's a good idea. I think I might do that. That sounds very nice. I like that.
Okay, well, sounds okay. So let's then maybe move on to our next little. So stupid. They might think you're stupid. What's another negative thing that they might think about you?
Well, I mean, I do want to point out it's less about them thinking I'm stupid and more about them ignoring what I've brought to the table and ignoring what I have to show for myself, when in reality, they're just thinking about themselves. And another issue is that people tend to view me as not funny. I think I'm pretty funny. I've been told I'm hilarious to other people. My boyfriend thinks I'm funny. My friend Jim thinks I'm funny.
Sure.
Two great examples. Those guys are hilarious, and they think I'm funny. So.
But so are you saying that their perception of you is more real than these strangers who think you're stupid and small and have a little baby voice and aren't funny?
It's less of that they aren't real, and it's more of that it brings an alternative. Like, Jim thinks I'm funny, but this guy doesn't. What if that guy's more right? I don't know. I don't really know that guy.
Exactly. Listen, Michael, the goal with this is not to vanquish the self-doubt. The goal with this is to find avenues to the self-doubt so that we can have access to this self-doubt. And then we can talk about it. But like in terms of a reservoir of energy, in the same way that we, rather than, I will never tell someone to, violence. Let's just take violence, for example. I'm not anti-violence. This is not an anti-violence stream. Right?
I agree with you.
There is so much power in even just the impulse to be violent. And what we are devoted to here is unlocking our true potential, our true power. So if we see these avenues to power, why would we turn away from them? Why would we not explore them? In the same way, you hate yourself. You're afraid that you're a tiny little baby pussy that's unfunny and stupid. Why would we seek to dispel that, to discard that? We hold tight to that. You might be that, and you'll never really know.
Okay.
Hypercryptomatic with a communal vision. Seriously? Michael? Also, Mother Nipplebottom communal vision. Old people have granddaughters you can hook up with.
Oh. I like the sound of that.
Yeah?
I do like the sound of that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That'd be...
Learn how to tap dance and then pull strange at a nursing home?
Yeah. I could rizz up their granddaughters, I guess.
Yeah, get your boyfriend in there. You just tag team them. Start a little duo thing, right?
Two men.
Do you think your boyfriend could tap dance?
I like the sound of that. I feel like my boyfriend couldn't tap dance, but he's rather strong. I feel like we could do like a stunt where like I tap dance while he's holding me in the air. I feel like that could be like he could be like the strong guy, and then I could be like the little elf jester.
Oh yeah, like a little Humphrey Bogart, like a little Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, he could be like the less talented one, like Danny Kaye. Remember Danny Kaye from those old movies?
Yeah, I think so.
He's the goofball. He's the comic relief.
Yeah.
clearly not as talented, and your boyfriend could do that, and you could tap dance, and he could just be kind of big and strong.
Yeah.
And then you could pull weird pussy at the nursing home. Okay, well, listen, I think we've covered a lot. I think you don't let yourself get rid of this self-doubt. This is extremely important, okay?
It is. It is. I agree with you. And I think what I'm taking away from this is that you're saying I should explore this self-doubt and explore this perception. I could take advantage of the fact that people think I'm stupid and unfunny. Maybe I could get, like, charity money because people think I'm dumb.
Exactly. People love being inspired by people like you. Pepperoncini, why not just fuck the seniors? We were just talking about Elton John's dripping gape the other day.
You know, I'm not against some granny juice. As they say, older the berry, sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. You could get it. I'll bet you guys could tear it up.
I agree.
I'll bet there's we were exploring just Elton John, his kind of frail elderly body just getting fucking annihilated by a horse cock, essentially. And that was really fruitful to imagine. But listen, Michael, we've got one more communal vision, then we'll be moving on. I really appreciate your call and your energy as always. It's always has been very, very, very contributing a lot. Mother Nipple Bottom, if you do nothing and have nothing to share, maybe you are boring instead of uncool.
So I should do a lot. I will do a lot. I'll start doing more things.
And then you get the added benefit of maybe people think you're trying too hard.
Ooh, I have been told that once or twice. I feel like that's something I could really take advantage of, and then I could be all nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I like
Beautiful.
this, Leslie.
All right.
You're very wise.
Michael, good luck. Don't let go of the self-doubt, okay?
Good luck, Leslie. Frick you, Jen. Frick you. All right.
Namaste.
Ain't nothing.
Namaste, Michael. Wow, beautiful. All right, guys, we got another call lined up, and who knows? Maybe it's Jen. Maybe it's Jen who wants to talk about how bullshit the new phone system is. But for those of you that prefer going in like a little baby, without object permanence, like, oh, maybe mommy disappeared behind a corner. Maybe peekaboo is like a portal to a new dimension. Maybe it's not, Jen.
Fuck you!
Caller that may or may not be Jen wanting to talk about how bullshit the new phone system is. How are you?
Fuck everything! I was about to cut myself!
Okay, and why didn't you?
I fell asleep!
What does that have to do with me?
This isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work out.
You waited on hold for a half an hour, Jen. What's not working out?
No, I've been on hold longer than that! No, longer than that!
Okay, well, we're talking about self-doubt.
I can't have pepperoncini picking up the phone. I can't have it. Just looking when I wake up from my nap, seeing that bitch is on. There's got to be rules here. I'm going to take aspirin. A lot of it. Why?
Anyway, we're talking about self-doubt tonight on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Jen, have you ever doubted yourself?
No!
Jen, name 3 other places where you have to wait a long time.
No, I don't wait. No.
So how many minutes would you say you waited on hold?
Like 35 minutes. I fell asleep. I watched it in ASMR. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to come here. I'm not going to come here anymore. Feels like a cold pool. Like a cold piss pool.
So, did you doubt yourself after your father died?
No! No!
No, just 100% confident in all of your abilities.
Yes!
Did you, okay, last time you were at the hospital.
Okay.
Did you doubt yourself then?
No! I told you that! I doubted the doctors!
What about the last time you were on a date and you wouldn't let a guy within like 3 feet of you? Any doubt there?
Touch me! No!
What about that time you called up and your tongue was swelling up and you started crying?
Which time?
Pick one.
So what's your point here, Les? So what? My tongue gets swollen sometimes? So what? What does that have to do with this torturous... No! This system is not going to work. If I will burn down the entire compound, and you know me, and I will.
I know, I believe you. I believe you. That's why you're one of the more powerful explorers here, Jen.
I'm a powerful your explorer right up your butt.
Communal vision from Space Cat 3. Speak louder, Jen. We can't hear you.
Fuck you! I don't think that I like the new system.
Why?
Because number one, I'm not going to have pepperoncini freaking pick up my phone call, and then I'm not going to sit and listen to piano music that I might as well be playing for myself as I write my suicide note.
Poor, you're scaring
like
Ruby.
Ruby got scared earlier when Mama fell down in the stream. Ass up.
Mother Nipplebottom with 200 bits. Thanks so much, Mother Nipplebottom, and a communal vision. And so you waited on hold for 35 minutes, and this. So how is this different than just like watching the show and then calling in? Mother Nipplebottom, Jen, I thought you would have time to plan to. Jen, I thought you would have had time to plan something funnier. How much time do you need so we can plan better?
I fell asleep. Literally fell asleep. I was listening to the piano, and you know what, Mother Nipplebottom? Why don't you call in and listen to that piano? I literally went to the other room. I played piano for a little bit with it.
All right.
Then I fucking started yelling. Then I took a nap.
Cool. Anyway. Jenny, listen, this has been a really fun call, and I appreciate you calling in. Any final words?
Fun.
Communal vision, to be fair, she is questioning the system step 2. That's why she's on. So any final words or any final little messages for chat?
Nope, got nothing.
All right, namaste.
Nope.
Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner, who may or may not be beeps, afraid of not being personable enough, causing self-doubt. Caller that may or may not be beeps, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
That's good, beeps.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's good. I'm so glad that you found time to call us up here on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. You say you're doing good. Is that true, or are you just saying that?
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah. We had, just first world problems. Yeah, I'm good. Well, actually, no, yeah, just really shallow problems.
Like what? What's a first world? Talk to me about your first world problems. Usually when people say that phrase, it's my ears perk up. My ears perk up. We'll just say that. Tell me about your first world problem. What's going on?
Well, I want people to like do what I guess the common theme of like do what I want them to do. And there was an art market festival on Saturday where they did like live drawings of people, and I brought my stuffed teddy bear with me because I thought it'd be cute. And I waited in line for 2 hours, and I had a stupid felting class to go to. So I asked the person in front of me, I'm like, hey, here's $20 in cash. Can I just cut in front of you? Because there was only one person. I'm like, if I cut in front of you, I can make my class that I paid for. Here's $20 cash. Would you mind? He's like, no. And turned around. I was like, oh my God. Statistically, you should have said yes and done it for free. So I believe the only way to get people to do what I want is to be nice. So yeah, because like people get me to do stuff if I'm scared of them, like the senior scientist. But
right. Well, would you describe yourself as scarable? Grandpa Liquor says, caller, how are your poop-filled fridges doing?
We moved one without permission. So we're hiding a full freezer of poop in someone else's space, and they haven't noticed yet. We're planning to put a desk where it used to be, so that way they can't tell us to put it back. And I'm hoping that plan is foolproof.
Okay, so you tried to pay someone $20, and you're pissed off that they didn't do what you wanted. And how is this causing you to doubt yourself?
Oh, I started crying.
Okay.
So
why were you crying? Because you didn't get what you wanted, right?
Well,
and it was
when you say it
embarrassing?
like that, it sounds a lot worse. I guess, yes, I didn't get what I wanted, but I was so surprised that they said no. Because in like this stupid manager classes I had to take, it's like, oh, statistically they'll say yes. Like when you ask someone to do something, they'll just say, yes, okay, I'll do it.
Right. So tell me, do you remember the exact feelings that happened? Because I'm going to guess that you offering $20 to someone, like just that raw experience, because on paper, yeah, that sounds like a quote-unquote first world problem, not even like a problem. It's like a thing that you forget about as soon as it happens almost. But something tells me that there was, the feelings that happened in the domino effect right after that, where there was something else there. Like you did that, they said no, you felt
Oh, my face
what?
got hurt.
Feelings were
My face
hurt.
got hot. I started crying, and then I wanted to tell them that they should do the world a favor and kill themselves.
Sure.
But I didn't say that because I thought the artist would look down on me. And
Like, you
I
mean
was
it like
not.
a caricature artist at an art fair?
Oh, it was an art fair. It wasn't. Yeah, it was. They were gonna do like a photo booth drawing, so like 3 pictures. I guess I could post it.
Mother Nipple Bottom, you could have paid someone to go to the class for you.
But then I wouldn't be able to say like check a box saying, "Oh, I've done felting before." I'm really into like, experience points.
So essentially, the same tier as like a caricature artist at an art fair.
Yes, but better looking. Yeah.
Like a better looking drawings.
Yeah.
And you were worried that this person would look down on you because you were going to tell the person in front of you to kill themselves for not taking your $20.
Yes.
There's so much to talk about here.
Well, first I wanted like to do physical violence because like there's always that like what American History X movie where he like curb stomps him, but my husband's always like, never say that. That's so inappropriate. So I never do that. So instead I think like protest signs should say like, hey, do the world a favor and kill yourself. I'm like, that's better than saying like, hey, go drive into a tree because that hurts the tree. You know, there's just so many repercussions. So like, you know, just killing yourself is a lot easier for the other person.
Right. Well, that's, I mean, listen, I'm saying this as a therapist, it's a hard sell to a lot of people, to most people. Most people, it's really like, if you're going to take that strategy, you've got to have some pretty adept training and tools at your disposal if that's your genuine goal. Usually, like soft pitch, like, hey, maybe try it. They're gonna most of the time gonna resist that.
They resist, but they'll probably be slightly freaked out, especially if it's coming from like, you know, like a smaller blonde woman with tears and like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer nose.
You could
because
also,
I'm not a
you
pretty
could, I mean,
crier.
yeah, I mean, well, listen, we could get into that strategy, but right now I want to focus on the theme self-doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of it. And now that I'm listening to this call in the context of our previous calls, Beeps, and it's what makes me so excited to work with you because you know you're so afraid of your own power and influence that you're hiding it. You're actively hiding it, and even the idea of doing it is in taking a small little chance at exerting some sort of power or influence, and it now working out just kind of hits that button in your head like, no, I am a little baby pussy. And you start crying. That's how I see as part of it. Okay, well, Beeps hung up. Namaste, everybody. I need to take a pee-pee. I'm going to put, namaste, callers that are in line, I'll be right back with you in just a moment. I'm going to take a piss. But blessings and namaste to all of you guys. I'm gonna get a little bit of water and take a pee. And guys, stick around for a couple words about my community of Devoted Light at Patreon.com. Exclusive materials just for a couple dollars a month. A postcard. I want to send you a postcard. Let me send you a postcard. Namaste, everybody. I'll be right back in just a minute after I relieve myself, and I'll see you soon.
Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Since Leslie and his program broke onto the scene, Explorations has become the #1 best-selling and most influential personal power program in modern history. millions of people from all over the world have gotten a chance to meet this truly remarkable man and utterly transform their lives with the power of explorations.
I listened to this introductory tape and I knew then and there, this is what I needed. I felt just so much better knowing there are a bunch of people out there suffering like me.
I'm not kidding you. I think after the first tape, I knew, okay, I'm gonna be fine.
I got such relief from the very beginning, starting the program.
Now that you've gotten a taste of what this program is capable of, it's time to show you how to take your life to the next level. Here to tell you more about what is possible is legally licensed clinical therapist, author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, martial artist, amateur musician, one of the nation's foremost thinkers, and our guru, Leslie Tanner.
Good evening, everyone. Whether you've been with us since the very beginning and have watched explorations work wonders in your life, or you're joining us for the first time tonight, I say namaste to you. As you've watched explorations in action during our call-in show, no doubt your mind is reeling from the limitless potential you now know is possible. Between the tailored themes and lectures, to the myriad avenues of exploration through the channel points, to the customized ways to interact with me and the community, there simply has never been anything quite like this program. Now is usually the point in one of these self-help programs where it starts to sound like a sales pitch. Someone like me might normally say something like, listen, I know your time is precious, let me cut to the chase. But there's only one problem with that. We know your time isn't precious. I could speak at length for hours and hours about absolutely nothing, and I still wouldn't be wasting your time because, well, you're here, looking for a fast, all-encompassing solution to the problems in your life that have become so intolerable, you're not sure what you're going to do. You may be considering any number of extreme decisions, ranging from short-term band-aids to more permanent solutions. However, as dark and bleak as your situation is, so too must our tools be bright and revolutionary. So whether you're tired and looking for more energy and enthusiasm for life, or maybe you're lonely and isolated but want better relationships, let me tell you that for these things and so much more, my breakthrough program of explorations to explore the universe and beyond really works. It's worked for elite performance athletes, critically acclaimed artists, best-selling authors, entrepreneurs, and for thousands of others just like you. I have been blessed by the universe for a brief moment that I now command upwards of $50,000 for speaking engagements. But through the technology of this program, you can hire me, Leslie Tanner, as your personal therapist, coach, and guru, all rolled into one at the Community of Devoted Light on Patreon.com, where you and thousands of others just like you are learning to leverage the chaos around them to catapult their lives to heights that were previously unimaginable. Here's how it works. I've created a tightly knit community where individuals seeking to access the next level are able to study, reflect, meditate, and grow with an ever-expanding library of exclusive materials, each containing life-changing tools and techniques designed to explore topics covered here in our call-in show, but much more deeply, therefore increasing the benefits of the program exponentially. These materials include your name in the credits at the end of the stream, demonstrating the importance of your leadership and the value of your investment. A signed personal postcard sent out each month full of observations and witticisms by me, Leslie Tanner. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Exclusive video materials now available to the poor, designed to rocket your progress past those who cannot afford success. Here's a little sneak peek at what you're missing. Today we have a very special guest, Edgar. Edgar, why don't you go ahead and say a little something about yourself?
Hi, my name is Edgar. I used to be a meth addict, and now
Used to be?
Yeah, yep. And now I'm high on life,
Edgar, be honest.
Okay, I'm high.
Downloads of all specially crafted music used in our productions here and elsewhere that have accompanied your journey thus far. Tracks such as New Beginnings, Psychic Romance, Reaching into Darkness, or The Skeptic's Gamble. Exclusive archival prints, such as these, channeled and honed by myself, Leslie Tanner, upon which you can guide your own meditations at home. I'm not an artist, nor do I claim to be. These visions are a burden and cause me immense suffering. But I do it for you. Now, you might expect that a program like this would cost thousands of dollars, but because I'm offering this to you through the internet, these life-transforming materials can be yours for the monthly cost of a few cups of coffee on your way to work. With access to these materials, regardless of your level of investment, you will also be receiving a complimentary download of our landmark track, The Sojourn Begins, as a thank you. So does this sound good to you? Well, what are you waiting for? If you are ready to join the thousands of others who have already committed to the final journey to access the next level, simply type Final Journey into the chat and you will be guided with further instructions. One thing I can promise you is that however massive your problems are, however abject and humiliating your life has become, I have created something so simple yet so profound in this program, you'll be absolutely flabbergasted by the results. Now, let's get back to the program. Namaste.
Welcome back, Explorers. Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country. My name is Leslie. And that was a couple words about my community of devoted light, guys. If you're looking for the exclusive materials, it is available for you right now. A link dropped in the chat. Did it drop in the chat? It's supposed to. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. A link dropped in the chat, guys. If it's calling your name, it's calling your name. And who are you to resist a call like that? The power of the next level. Blessings and namaste. I'm really glad, guys. I'm glad that that the wheat seems to be sort of separating itself from the chaff on nights like this. So we've got some people complaining, full of complaints. We got some people with claims of a grift, as if the most effective personal power program in the country could possibly be a grift. So I mean, I love it. I love that it brings certain themes and ideas to the fore, and I'm very glad that we get to chew on those things. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Let's keep it going tonight. Tonight, we're exploring self-doubt. Self-doubt on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Now, we got a couple calls lined up. Let's go ahead and, we got a call back. So apparently, when Beeps hung up, the call was just dropped. So let's check back in. Caller, welcome back to Exploration. That may or may not be Beeps wanting to talk about not being personal enough. Beeps, did the call hang up on you?
Yeah. But it did that at 30 minutes also, so.
I think there's a thing I gotta check out in the system here. Brand new system, working out the kinks.
Yeah, no issues. I thought it was you telling me to go do the dishes.
Oh, no, I wouldn't tell you to do that.
Very passive-aggressive way.
I wouldn't tell you to do that. So let's check on the 30-minute limit, and let's add compressors. Alex, thank you so much for the 2 bits. Blessings and namaste. So, Beeps, what was the last thing you remember me saying?
I talked, and then you said, that it was something positive. I took it to mean that, like, you know, I've got a strong anger streak, but it's very powerful, but it's not bad. It just scares me. Or something.
Exactly. No. That's the most important part. The last thing you said, the scaring, the fear that you have. Listen, that anger, that wishing violence, that stuff, that is the stuff we're looking for. That is where we are going. That is powerful. Now this other the thing that's in between you and that the thing that is in between this beeps, this sort of fearful beeps, this sort of personable beeps, the one that's preoccupied with navigating the feelings of others, that gets scared, etc. The thing that's in between that beeps and the powerful beeps, the next level beeps, is exactly that fear. The fear of your own power.
Yeah, I always took it to be a bad thing because I have such a strong hatred. I hate very strongly.
You hate very strongly. Yeah. So you went from, you wanted something out of this. Now this is making more sense. You wanted to get forward in that line. You thought you had a strategy that would bring it about. You thought you were being generous. You were flat out rejected, and it hit you in this sort of right in the gut, right in this gut of feeling powerless, being afraid that reinforcing this idea that you are a powerless, weak little pussy baby.
Yeah.
Getting walked on again, just not getting what you want. Add it to the list. I didn't get what I want again.
Yeah. And then I react like a baby because I literally cry, face hot, then cry.
This is ground zero. This is ground zero of your journey on the next level. Fearing, fear. You become so afraid and so embarrassed that you're afraid that you start to cry.
Every time. Yeah. Even when, remember that doctor, the guy who we said would be a great doctor because he doesn't listen to women. I even cried about him ignoring me when I said no, and he's all like, "Oh, it's okay." Yeah, that was a while ago.
So let's take an objective distance, right? Let's take an objective distance between the pussy beeps and the cool strong beeps, the hateful beeps, the violent beeps. So we got one, we got the other, and for just a moment, just for the length of this call, you are neither. Okay, you are this sort of objective removed beeps. Is that all right? Can we give that a try?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, from your position of being neither, let's put yourself back in that. Let's put each beeps in the situation in line, wanting to get up front. We know how the pussy beeps reacted, right? She started crying. Now, let's start back over. Let's put the strong, cool beeps in that position before the $20. You're in line. You're looking at your watch. You're like, I got to get out of here. I got to get up through this line as quick as possible. Maybe the cool beeps would do the $20 thing, but let's put that one all the way at the beginning of that situation. What can you imagine that beeps would do with the impulse of, I need to get through this line as quickly as possible. I want to move up in the line.
Not waited so long and bribe someone that was way ahead. So I wouldn't, because time is money and I'd be wasting my time if I waited.
So you would have gone, that cool beeps would have gone to the next person in line to say, hey, I'll give you $20 if I can cut you.
Oh, but not even pay off anyone else that I'd be cutting off.
Exactly.
Oh, but then they should just let me go. 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 They should just let me
Right.
without having to be paid.
Now, there we go. Give that to the cool beeps. They should just let you go, right? How does the cool beeps handle that, right? Because that doesn't sound like the pussy little baby beeps. That doesn't sound like it changed my diaper beeps. That sounds like they should let me go.
Yeah. Yes.
So, okay, listen, let's role play it. I'll be the person in front of you in line, right? Offer me the $20 and you be the cool beeps.
Hey, I really got to get to this class. Would you mind just like taking this 20 and swapping places with me? I'd really appreciate it.
I just looked you up and down.
And then I move in front of you.
I just looked you up and down very judgmentally. Nah.
Well, I really appreciate your help. Thanks. And take their spot.
And then you just physically assert yourself.
I think that'd be most appropriate. Like, not touch them, because, like, that kind of escalates things, and I only really escalate things with litterers.
What kind of person was this? What did they look like?
He had a beard, and he was with his girlfriend. So he probably...
okay. All right, this makes sense, yeah.
Wait, what makes sense?
I mean, he's got a girlfriend. He's trying to impress. I'm just understanding the psychology more. He's trying to impress her or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was so annoying. I started hating every aspect of him. Like, he wiggled in his seat for 10 minutes. Well, it was like 10 minutes and 33 seconds. But because I looked at my phone as I couldn't go to the class. He was horrible. And then they posted it to Instagram, and the artist retweeted it or shared it.
Shared what?
So it was like their post. Like, they shared, like, the person that, like, wouldn't let me cut in front of them took a picture of their art with themselves, and then they tagged the artist, and then the artist reshared it, and I saw it. And so it's like my good mood just, like, evaporated. See, it's all first world problems. It was just a picture, and this person, like, blew me off when they shouldn't have. But little things like that really make me angry. And this was Saturday. What is today? Good God, what is today?
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
See, I should be over this.
Well, that's the thing. I should be. That sounds like pussy beeps. That sounds like little baby, like I gotta burp you beeps. It sounds like tummy time beeps.
Yeah, but if I was cool beeps, I would have resolved this at the scene. So I don't know how cool beeps could step in now.
I think you're angry, and I think you're afraid. Ultimately, I love this. So we're going to be massaging this for a while. But listen, beeps, one thing I want you to keep as you navigate this, right? This little exercise of making the baby beeps and the tough bitch beeps. That, is assertive in a lot of different ways. You're like, once this phone call's over, you're going to become this, like, awkward little confluence of these two states. And what is going to allow you, the sort of objective beeps, to access the bad bitch beeps is the awareness of your self-doubt, the awareness that you want to be a little baby, that you want to react, that you want to act fearful, that you are afraid. But being aware of that fear and giving it to this more confident beeps is going to be the kind of name of the game for you right now. You want to hold on to that doubt. Hold on to that.
Okay, harness the doubt.
Yeah, just don't let it go. It's very important. It's very instructive. I mean, once we set this up, we can take the next step. But we need these two states. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And remember this moment though. Remember that guy made you look like a fucking idiot in front of everybody. The artist liked him better, and it fucked your whole day up, and it's your fault.
Wow, way to rile me up as you hang up.
Look, there we go. Namaste, Beeps. Namaste.
Namaste.
See? The program works. Ladies and gentlemen, that is literally the program working in real time right there. All right, we got someone else. We got someone else online. Okay, let's bring in our next caller of the night. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. You may or may not be Borealis Black, interested in talking about Paxil withdrawal. Namaste.
I am. Namaste, Leslie. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. You know, it's me, Leslie, host, creator, and founder of the most effective personal power program in the country. Now, talk to me. Borealis, how are you? Let's start right there. How are you tonight?
I am pretty much at the, I found like a lower bottom than I even knew was possible. Like I actually,
and
like,
you've
since
died.
I came to the program, yeah, and I've died before, yeah, and then this is like, I could not have found this new level of failure without the program. Let me just preface everything by saying that.
Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful.
I didn't even know this level was there. Like, you think it's like when you think of the next level, you like, I don't know, we're programmed to think you're moving in an upward motion, but it's totally the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to back you up because there's a little bit of backstory, and you know some of this, Leslie, but a lot of the newer people in the chat maybe don't. So, a little over a year ago, actually, it was a little over a year ago, I was going through withdrawal from Paxil symptoms, which I'm only on Paxil because of hot flashes that I was on. I was taking the Paxil for it. And I didn't know what it was until I was already on it. Like, some dumbass gynecologist gave it to me. And then I ended up with cancer, and I died, and I got better. And then I was like, Paxil make me feel weird. I tried to go off of it, and it was like, I've never felt that bad, that weird. Like, it's like the worst flu symptoms, like the worst hangover you've ever had, like times 100. Like, and your brain is scrambled, and there's these things called brain zaps. They're like these electrical pulses. They'll like happen inside your brain, and they'll like control your eye movements and like make you more nauseated and all of those things. So the last time it happened, I was like cold turkey, and I realized like, oh shit, this is serious. And like, I was sitting here and like, well, you know, how do I make this stop? And I'm like, well, I can cut my head off. And then I was like, okay, that was funny, but it's not. 'Cause like, you know, that should be way further down the list. Like, there's way easier ways to get it to stop. Like, I ended up taking a pill, which I got to stop that time. But I never really felt comfortable on it. So fast forward to this summer, and I've still been taking it, but I still kind of wanted to get off of it. And I was supposed to go in for another gyno follow-up, and they were like, oh, make an appointment with like a private practice. And I'm like, okay, well, they can't get me in until October, but my prescription for the Paxil is going to run out. And I was like, I can't have that happen again because you know, I might want to cut my head off. So I tapered them way down. I was like cutting the pills like in like 4 and taking like every other day, like a quarter. And in the meantime, I had like a tooth problem, and I thought I was feeling like shit because of that, which I was. But like the microdosing of the Paxil is like such a low dose. Don't ever microdose Paxil. It's not anything someone should do, by the way. I didn't realize until it was like, so I was pretty wound out, and I was like, oh man, like I know I'm like one peg below like the really bad feeling where you're just like curled in a ball and can't do anything. So I was like, all right, well, yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me go to, I don't want to go to urgent care because I'm going to get some jack off nurse practitioner, which is like kind of how I got in this position in the first place. So I'm like, all right, let me go to, I guess it's time for some experts. You know, I didn't want to have to do that, but so I go to the ER.
The position, yeah.
Sometimes it's necessary. So I go to the ER at like the city hospital. I live in New Orleans, a major metropolitan area. So, currently when you tell like per triage nurse that you thought about cutting your head off, like they put you on suicide watch and throw you in the fucking psych ward. They do it quietly. They escort you without much fuss, but like what was waiting for me at the end of that hallway was like some shit out of like, it was way worse than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was like Have you ever seen Jacob's Ladder?
No, I have not. Tell me about it.
Okay, there's a hospital scene in Jacob's Ladder where he's like freaking out, and it's like he's having these like kind of like in and out of reality nightmare acid trip thing happening, and it's like the lower they go in this hospital, the more creepy and disgusting and demonic. And there's like the gurneys running over organs and stuff, and it felt kind of like that. Like I go, there's like we actually had to wait to walk in there because some chick was like running around screaming, and they're trying to catch her. He finally let me in there, and then like there's no doors on any of the rooms. So you can like see inside, and it's like the first guy's like all strapped down to his bed, and then the second chick, she's like all screaming in Spanish, and then that was my roommate. Or my neighbor. I have my own room, but it's just like gray. There's like literally nothing to do except for
Oh yeah, I've been in the psych ward. Yeah.
Faced
just
with the
sit
eternal
there and
abyss.
everything.
We got a quote. We got a quote.
Hold
on one second. We have a
God
quote.
couldn't bear to face
Okay.
himself, but also couldn't bring himself to commit suicide. And so he created the other, damning us all, and somehow mustered the confidence to demand affection. Relatable, sure, but equally and utterly contemptible.
God has borderline. Continue.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, so the psych ward experience is just like, I mean, I could just talk about that for I don't know how long, but so over the series of the doctors that were coming in, like straight up like inmate style, and like this isn't like, you know, like a retreat someplace like, you know, in upstate New York. This is like the city fucking psych ward in New Orleans. So like I'm in there, they're like, we're not really sure what to do with you because you're like, you shouldn't be in here, but we don't really have like a system to handle people like you. You're the abnormal case in this case. Like they're used to just like, it's a revolving door of drug addicts and homeless people and like really, really fucking nuts people. This one chick, they brought her in this like Hannibal Lecter thing. I thought it was because she was handicapped. It was like a school desk looking thing, but kind of made out of like foam boards. And I was like, oh, she's like, you know, must be in a wheelchair. They don't allow it in there. No, she was like Hannibal Lecter. Dude, it was fucked up. Dirty piss. Oh my god. But anyway, so they finally bumped me out of there. So here's the rub. Like, okay, so I should have never been on Paxil to begin with, obviously. But like, ordinarily, what they would do is just they'd put you on a longer lasting SSRI, like a similar drug that has like a longer half-life, because the turnaround on Paxil is 21 hours. So even if you're taking it every 24 hours, you're always going to still go through a little bit of withdrawal, which is kind of fucked up. But so here's the thing, like, because of the way that I reacted while I was on it, and especially when I was coming off of it, they think that I've got an underlying bipolar disorder. And if that's true, then this is like the absolute worst thing that they could have given me ever, because like without a mood stabilizer, if you give an antidepressant to someone who's bipolar, like it causes like all kinds of manic problems and like blending episodes, I guess, where it's like both, which a lot of that tracks. I looked through my family history and like a lot of that tracks and my own personal history, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is fucking deep. So they're like, so we don't want to put you on Prozac or something because it's like the devil you know versus the devil you don't. So they're like, we're gonna just kind of put you back on like a higher but like still low dose of Paxil, but you got to follow up with like this whole psychiatric center shit and work all of that out. So in the meantime, I'd missed so much class. I'd missed some from the tooth sinus infection thing, and then like with this, like they committed me for like overnight. They didn't tell my husband where I was. I'm like, do you have some place to go? I'm like, yeah, I live in a fucking apartment. Like everything, you have all my information. I'm not like that bad. Like, you know, I'm a special case. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to resign for most of my classes this semester. So that's fun. And
so you have to quit this semester because of the psych ward?
Yeah.
Because you were in there too many days and missed too much school?
Yeah. Between all the lead up to it and then the trip in there and like what I'd missed with the schools with the with my tooth stuff. So that's fucked up. But get this. The first thing, as soon as I was able to find my phone, because it would throw my shit, I found my phone, I dump it out of the envelope, and it's 4:13 in the morning, which is what time your silent stream ended. And to me, that was so deep and prophetic. Like, I was like, yeah, all right, this is... I was like so empowered and happy at that moment, because I was like, this is a new level. This is a new low. Like, I can't imagine, I couldn't even imagine this low. And like, that's been, I think, a big block, right? Like, you can't imagine how much worse things can be. And to explore that with you, Leslie, has just been life-changing.
I can only because I remember your name being in there when I shut off the stream at the end.
Right.
It was
right.
The ass crack of dawn, 4:30 in the morning, and seeing like the smattering of people that were there for it. Your name stood out to me with me at that moment. And Chromatic Mage says, try horse tranquilizers now.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'm a little hesitant to start taking anything now without having researched it first. That was my bad. Like, I mean, they shouldn't have given me the Paxil to begin with, but like, I should have researched it. So it could take like a year for me to get completely unfucked out of this. How messed up is that?
And you got bipolar, maybe. That's crazy.
Yeah, maybe I've got bipolar. I know, right?
I know. And honestly, it feels like you're. What were your briefly summarize the vibe of your 20s? Like, what was it? Real crazy and chaotic, or were you like a chill 20-year-old?
In my 20s, I was. I wrote it pretty hard.
Okay, 20s. Never mind then. Because it's not. This is all this stuff that you're going through. It's like the first half of a memoir. Where like, oh my gosh, until I figured out what was wrong with me, my mental life was very difficult. Let alone like you're like, and you've been through so much stuff. And then at this point in your life, then to have to discover, that you're, retarded or whatever in a bipolar way is a funny little like sprinkle. It was a funny little for this chapter. So withdrawal from Paxil, psych ward, and were you act? Because this is something that the nurses will not ask, right? Because they need to cover their ass. They'll say like, they'll hear you say, I want to cut my head off. And, but my position as a guru, quote unquote, as Leslie Tanner of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, I'm going to ask you, Borealis, did you actually want to cut your head off?
No. It was, I thought it was really funny. But I also realized that was probably, they shouldn't have been like the first thing. Like I have a really dark sense of humor. And you probably know that about me. So, like for me, but like to tell somebody that doesn't know you, I also was like, at the time, like, maybe let's read a little bit more about this. And that's when I was like, the first time around.
Right.
But, I told them, I was like, it's not like I'm, like I have any plans or I'm like thinking, there's way easier ways, by the way. Do you have any weapons in the house? And
oh my goodness gracious. Well, we have just begun a Jazz Express. Borealis, listen, I think what you've given us tonight, more than an exploration in some of the other ways that we've been exploring, but you've been a show don't tell kind of explorer tonight. You have shown how self-doubt, how the avenues for self-doubt can show up later in life, how they can be just as fruitful, if not more and more valuable later in life. I'm very excited to get into all of this with you. Well, Namaste. Well, listen, you enjoy your time out of school. I'm going to say ultimately that's, you shouldn't have joined in the fucking first place. I understand that you're on your journey, but try to enjoy the misery of having your whole life fucked up, okay? All right. Well, no. Well, Borealis, thank you so much for being so generous tonight. I really appreciate your call tonight, as always. See, there we go. Someone's on board. Namaste, Borealis. Namaste. Thank you so much to Yep, I Sure Do Like Cats. Hey, Les, just popping in to say good night. I took a shower and I'm less sad. Also, I've had you muted for the past hour or so I indicate who is calling, but from what I've heard, it's rough. May God bless you, caller, and you as well, Leslie and Mish. Namaste. Blessings and namaste to you, Michaela. Get some rest. Get some rest, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all my explorers right now joining us for the tail end of our exploration this evening. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. So we got our final caller lodged up, lined up. Blessings and namaste to all of you. It's really great to be. I feel like we've had a very fruitful. After I had to kind of give some of you a spanking. I had to spank some of you. After I gave you your spanking, then I feel like everybody got in line and really we had a very fruitful exploration tonight. But I had to give you a swat on the mouth because you got mouthy with me. Some of you got a little out of line, if I'm being honest with you. Namaste, everybody. We got our final caller lined up. It may or may not be Elon's waifu, 69. Haven't been on a date in 7 years. That might be what she wants to talk about, but who knows? Maybe that's who it is. Maybe it's Elon's waifu, 69, and maybe they want to talk about how they haven't been on a date in 7 years and how it relates to self-doubt on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Hey, caller. This is Leslie, caller that may or may not be Elon's waifu. Namaste to you. Caller, how are you doing tonight?
Okay, how are you, Leslie?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You're doing okay. Listen, can I be honest with you?
Uh-huh.
So, I'm a therapist, right? And I'm trained in picking up on emotional nuance and subtleties. And when you said okay, something tells me you're not doing okay.
Oh, jeez.
Something clued me in. I don't know who knows what it could be. But I don't, I think you said okay, but how are you really doing? Tell me.
Well, self-doubt, that one's shit runs deep. And by the way, last caller had the same thing happen to me. I had a psychiatrist just stop giving me my antidepressants, and I legit just stopped going to every single class in college. I mean, that was a long time ago, but that shit's real. It happens. You just give the fuck up. Nothing matters anymore.
And then your whole life's thrown into a tailspin, basically, huh?
But well, no, not really. That was when I was in college. So
But at the time you were thrown into a tailspin, fucked your whole life up.
For a bit, yeah, quite a wrench. Quite a wrench.
And can I give you a little peek behind the scenes with therapists? They think that shit's hilarious because they don't have.
Sure.
They are they throw some maybe a psychiatrist throws some meds or a nurse or a doctor or something throws some meds at the situation. I guess the therapist isn't going to prescribe stuff, but one of these others they'll give you a prescription, and they discover you had bipolar. They're laughing their ass off.
Yeah.
You bring that up. You bring that up to the next psychiatrist you have, and you say, "Do you laugh sometimes at your patients?" And they'll look kind of they'll give everything away in that half second when they show you their face.
Their tell, because nobody can not. Everybody has a tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a twitch, a thing in their eye, something that happens, some reflex somewhere. Unless you're trained, CIA people, they can avoid these things.
And so tell me.
But anyway,
someone tells me you're a person that can tell that kind of stuff. Go ahead, continue.
So I've been self-doubting for so long now. Things were great, as were from a lot of people prior to COVID.
Right.
And then you just never really get back. So I was dating, and back when you feel you're young and you have your whole life ahead of you, you just keep passing people up, right? So you go on lots of dates and you're yeah, screw that one. Well, you know what? They're not the right one. But now you're shit. I'm alone. And I'm just going to be alone forever now because you've been alone for so long. You just don't even not know what anything other than self-doubt is, right?
Well, some people won't like you.
What do you mean?
Some people believe in themselves, and it becomes very natural to them, and they're not deterred from. They've got just
well,
kind of
maybe they're just delusional, and they're just feeding into their delusions.
Maybe, but I guess in this case, this is there's the other side of the coin of being delusional. Does it detract from the quality of their life? In some instances, yes. But are they bogged down with self-doubt like you are? You ever known a narcissist?
Plenty. Yeah, plenty of them.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, plenty. Yeah. So, you've seen, at some point, they're terrified of themselves, right? But before that, Lord Almighty, do they have some tools in the tool belt?
Yeah, I don't even know if they can hit rock bottom, though. Like a true narcissist,
Well, it depends. It would for them. Well, true rock bottom being seeing how much they hate themselves. You mean? And having a crisis breakdown about it. Is that rock bottom to you?
They just can't self-reflect. They're too out of touch with reality.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's tough business, but wow, powerful. It's like a nuclear reactor. But it's difficult to get there, and then difficult to control. But mostly hopeless situations, narcissists. But let's go ahead. But you're not a narcissist, obviously.
I don't think so.
No. I would be able to tell, and you're not. And
thank you.
Yeah. Well. I mean, you're welcome insofar that it's good, but at the same time, if you're a narcissist, you wouldn't be talking to me about how you're going to be alone forever.
I guess that's true. I mean, I guess I've just come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be alone forever, and I'm like okay with that.
Interesting.
Right?
Are you really?
It's okay to be okay with that.
It sounds like you're giving yourself a pep talk, and if I'm just like watching you, if I'm being honest about it, I don't think it's working.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, just my call again as a therapist. If I'm watching you give yourself a pep talk, I don't. Based on how you answered the phone, okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't you ever just wish your cat could live forever?
Have I ever wished that my cat would live forever?
Yeah.
Can I think about that for a moment?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. How about as long as you do, so that you're paired together for eternity, so that even though you haven't found your soulmate person, you still have someone paired to you, like a little soul entity.
Nope.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Nope. No, I mean, because basically they're just going to have to walk the earth like a deteriorating zombie.
Until we pass, and then they come with us.
Yeah, no, I just can't relate to you on this at all.
Oh. All right, well.
But Elon's waifu, I don't want that to detract from how pregnant our conversation has been thus far, relating to self-doubt in particular. Now, with self-doubt, and again, I've been saying this since the beginning of the stream. I don't know if anyone's been listening, but I've been saying this since the beginning of the stream. Self-doubt is a tremendous source of power, a tremendous avenue by which to unlock the power within. Now, and you saying that I have it in spades, and because of COVID, we haven't explored the real whys, but I want you to realize, do not acquiesce into this feeling. This feeling of misery is your friend. Okay? Don't just accept it. I see Chromatic Mage talking about acceptance. No. We don't accept. We don't accept things here. That's defeat. That's failure. That's accepting a limit to your true personal power.
I did apply for a new job position a couple of days ago, and it's been scaring me a little. But I'm ready for growth.
There we go.
So there's that.
There we go.
Right? I'm ready for growth because being stagnant is just never a good thing.
Beautiful.
But I was trying not to talk about that because that doesn't tie in with self-doubt.
No. But listen, I'm gonna make this make sense for you because So do you remember when we talked to Amelia earlier?
Yes.
We talked to Amelia earlier, and I told her, and I'm sure this shocked a lot of people. I told Amelia to have a little bit of hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told Amelia to introduce something that would animate her, something that would kick in the self-preservation, kick in the animus, kick in the that pilot light. Now, do I think it's going to work out for her? Absolutely not. No, I don't. I just don't think it's going to work out for her overall. Do I think it's going to work out for you? A little bit better chance than Amelia, but no, I don't think that. I don't think it's going to work out for you in any conventional sense. But when I hear that you're introducing the prospect of a new job, that things will be moving along a little bit, when I hear you say that, my ears perk up. I see you introducing something by which to contrast your misery. Do you see what I'm saying right now?
Yeah.
You can't feel hopeless unless there is a degree of hope somewhere around that you have lost or are losing.
I just have to keep lowering my rock bottom, basically.
Well, that's the thing, is it'll lower itself. You're going to die.
Okay.
Hear it in your voice,
Yeah.
you know.
I do.
Hear it in your voice,
Yeah.
you know.
I do know. Sometimes you think you just need the right support system, but then you realize that you're your support system. So, or maybe all the support systems are just connected if you just reach out a little. Just a little.
Maybe. Have you ever seen evidence of the contrary of that?
No.
Have you ever seen evidence that maybe that's not true?
What's the question?
Like you're saying, if I reach out, right? If I reach out, maybe there are networks there, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever reached out and a network not been there?
I don't know. Sometimes I really, so this is what I'm really talking about, is that no, that's not true. You're right. They are there. They're there if you, do you believe in Boltzmann brains?
Tell me about that, and then we're gonna move on tonight because I think this has been a beautiful call.
All right, so Boltzmann was this physicist who was he helped define entropy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second law of thermodynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, in theory, if you apply his principles, which are correct in theory, there would be more brains. There would have been more human brains that could have come together and evolved spontaneously and formed in the universe than human beings. So we every day could just be another part of a consciousness from a brain that's connected to another piece, and they're just turning off and on again. So every day, or you could just reset and not even know it. You're running off a new brain out there.
And this made you excited. Why?
I don't know. I just think it just resonates with me for some reason.
Beautiful. Yeah, listen, already, back against the wall, you're coming up with this resonance, and this is exactly what's going to give you what you... Listen, there's so much to talk about that we brought up. This has been a very I feel like, if our conversation... if we're trying to get some fruit out of a tree, right? Let's use that as an analogy. We have bushel baskets of fruit, and too much fruit. We have so much fruit that we need to get to, but we're running out of time. So I'm just going to say this for now. You listen. You trust your instincts, trust your gut, and as far as self-doubt is concerned,
yeah,
remember that you might not be good enough. You might be right. Hold that close. Try anyway. Try to get this job. Maybe try to meet somebody. But remember deep down that you might not be good enough.
Okay. Thank you, Leslie.
Beautiful. Yeah, namaste to you. Elon's wife, I really appreciate the call, genuinely.
Namaste.
Namaste. What a beautiful call. Jim, yes it is. Blessings and namaste, Jim over at youtube.com. Good to have you, Jim. Good to see you. This is Leslie Tanner, but we are wrapping it up. We're about to rate somebody over on Twitch. We're about to rate somebody on Twitch. We're seeing who's up. Night Year, good to see you, brother. Namaste, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking it out. We got a new phone system. Fun little theme tonight. Lots of fun to be had. We'll be back on Thursday with our regularly scheduled exploration Thursday night at our normal time. I had to start a little late because we were testing the phone system tonight, but we'll be back Thursday. And I'm trying to remember what else. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my moderators as always, and thank you to my community of devoted light at patreon.com. You guys are my backbone. I got a new podcast for you tomorrow. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like the podcast I'm posting tomorrow. It's with let's just say it's with the inaugural explorer of the month. Let's just say that. An hour sit down with our first explorer of the month. Well, namaste, everybody. We'll be back Thursday, like I said. Let's get a nice little raid. I know Night Year said, no, we're not. Night Year said, nuh-uh. No, we're not. But we are. And we are raiding somebody that we haven't raided in a while, that I'm excited to see. Funny guy, nice guy, entertaining guy. If you're not following him, you're going to want to follow him. Guys, let's send this energy of namaste and clarity over to absolutely chromatic. Thank you, namaste. Cherish, wonderful to see you. Pepperoncini, I mean, close. And honestly, head to head, like side by side, Angry Scar. If I had a side by side comparison, two pictures, Angry Scar, Kai Cenat, I could not tell. And I've been saying this for months. Angry Scar, Kai Cenat, I could not pick them out of a lineup. Both very similar senses of charisma even. It's too close, right? It's just too close. Too many similarities. I'd have to kind of bring out, the never mind. Have to start bringing out the calipers. I'm just kidding around. We're just having fun. But anyway, wonderful to be with you. Wonderful to be with you. We'll be back Thursday night. Beautiful new exploration. Of course, Lewis. Godspeed. Namaste. Night. Your Godspeed. Cherish Godspeed. Chromatic. Elon's waifu. Thank you for being. M. Robert Kopp. Thank you. I'll see you guys Thursday. Namaste. You